Shalom, children. We join Yeshua this week whilst he is still on the mountainous area, teaching his disciples how to live a life obedient to Torah. Yeshua began to talk about fruit, specifically very good fruit and yucky fruit. Do you know what an orchard is? It is an area planted with lots of fruit trees. Let me ask you a question. If a man goes out into his apple orchard, what fruit is he going to pick and put into his basket? That's right, apples. If he then goes into his strawberry patch, which fruit will he collect from the plants there? Yes, of course, strawberries. If this same man goes over to his plum trees, will he be able to collect pears from them? Certainly not. I think I would like to go and visit this man's orchard. It sounds very delicious. Yeshua explained to his disciples that we are all like fruit trees. If we are a good tree, we will bring forth good fruit. But if we are a bad tree, we will bring forth bad fruit. He said, every tree that does not bring forth good fruit will be cut down and cast into the fire. Oh my, I'm going to pay attention to what else he says. Being pruned doesn't sound very pleasant. He continued saying, whoever hears these teachings of mine and does them, he will be like a wise man who built his house upon a rock. When the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat against that house, it stood strong, because the foundations were built upon a rock. But the one who hears these teachings of mine and does not do them, he will be like a fool who built his house upon sand. When the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat against that house, it collapsed with a big crash. Children, do you remember a story about a rock in the Torah? Let's see if I can jog your memory. The children of Israel had just come out of Mitzrayim. They had arrived at Rephidim and found they had no water to drink. So they complained to Moshe about their situation. Moshe then took the problem to Adonai. He told Moshe to strike the rock with his rod. Do you know what happened next? Living water gushed out for the people to drink. Not long ago, we heard Yeshua telling the Samaritan woman at the well that he was the living water. Psalm 18 says, I love you, O Yah, my strength. Yah is my rock and my stronghold and my deliverer. So, like the wise man, we are to build our house, or our life, upon the rock that is Yahweh. And from the rock comes living water, the Son of Elohim. Isn't it amazing how the scriptures create wonderful pictures to help us learn more about the character of Elohim? This is one way we can come to understand and know who our Elohim is. There are so many pictures or scenes created in the stories from the Torah, the prophets, and from Yeshua's teachings, just waiting for us to discover. After he had finished talking with the disciples, Yeshua went down from the mountainous area and into a village. A man covered with leprosy saw Yeshua and came up to him. In the book of Leviticus, we hear all about this terrible condition called leprosy or tsa'aret. There are many rules concerning the infected person, infected houses, and even clothing that had leprosy on it. Anyone or anything with leprosy was considered unclean and had to be isolated for a set amount of time. The priest was to examine the tsa'aret and was able to decide if the person or item could be declared clean. Various offerings were then required as part of the process of being announced clean and then being allowed to go back into the camp. The leprous man fell down on his face in front of Yeshua, saying, "Master, if you will, you can make me clean." Yeshua was moved with compassion and touched the man, saying, "I will. Be clean." Immediately the tsa'aret departed and he was cleansed. Yeshua told the man he should now go to the priest and make the offerings as described by Moshe. Remember, Yeshua had told his disciples he didn't come to get rid of the Torah, but to show us how to walk in Torah obedience. Well, you can imagine how astonished the priest would have been when the man went to be examined and make his offerings. Now the leaders of the Pharisees would all know a man who had tsa'aret and had been made clean by Yeshua. It was a very powerful sign that he was indeed the Messiah. Do you think the leaders will accept his teachings now and realize that they need to stop putting such a burden on the people with their extra laws? News about this incident spread far and wide, and even more sick people came to Yeshua seeking to be healed. All those people pushing and shoving, trying to get near to Yeshua to be healed, must have been quite chaotic. Yeshua needed to spend some time in prayer, so he departed and went into the wilderness to be alone. Well, children, that is the end of our story for today. So we will see you next time for another exciting journey in the life of Yeshua. Shalom.
אבינו שבשמיים יתקדש שמך, תבוא מלכותך, יעשה רצונך כבשמיים כן בארץ. את לחם חוקנו תן לנו היום, וסלח לנו על חטאינו, כפי שסולחים גם אנחנו לחוטאים לנו.